What is up, ladies and gentlemen? John MaClain here, again with another TikTok video, a video of TikToks. I'm glad you came back. Subscribe.
You might have seen the pyramids of Giza before, but have you ever been inside the pyramids? Well, let me take you inside the pyramid and show you around. First things first, you book a ticket to enter the pyramids area, then another ticket to go inside. And you book the ticket upon arrival on the self-serve machines or on the desk. Then you come out on the other end where you get a coach if you're with the trip, or you walk to the pyramid. You can also get a horse carriage ride that drops you off here next to the pyramid. And from here you make your way to the steps to enter into the biggest one, where of course you'll have to show your tickets and no extensive security checks, given that it's a UNESCO site and a wonder of the world. The guy scans your ticket and tells you to turn your camera off. So basically you're not allowed to take a camera with you, but you can take pictures on your phone, like anybody's gonna listen to it. Now, so far it's not looking that difficult. It just looks like a pathway to a cave, but wait till it gets extensively hard. It's hot and humid in there, no fresh air, so make sure you take your bottle of water and be ready to squeeze past others while going up the steep steps. You'll see that in a minute. And about the prices, it's about £8 for an adult to enter the pyramid area, and about £18 to go inside one of these big ones. And of course, if you're a native Egyptian, then you pay a fraction of that amount.
Oh my.
See?
How do you get it?
Kind of looks like it's like they carved into a rock that was already there, doesn't it?
This is it. It's not even
That's the way it looks to me. Man, imagine how long it took to make this.
What?
Probably generations, right?
Oh, there's somewhere to breathe.
Or what if that's even how they made it? What if people didn't make it? Or what if it made itself?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a lot harder than I thought.
Oh my god, I'm sick.
Would you guys do this? I would. It's probably more tiring than it looks. It's almost like a game of
And
Portal.
yet, that's all you see at the top. An empty room with some people taking pictures in. And there's a security guard up there as well, which might persuade you to pay him some money to take pictures, which is free. You can tip him if you want. Yeah.
No, why do you think like this one and nothing in them?
And yet there is something that looks like a grave, but there's nothing in it. This must have been a grave for one of the pharaohs. I was told that the body of the pharaoh was actually stolen by thieves who wanted to steal the jewelry that he was wearing, but instead they took the whole body, dumped it somewhere in the desert, and took the jewelry. Now don't forget to follow for more.
man.
Do you know that in the heart of China lies another collection of pyramids, just as captivating?
They didn't have to do them like that, did they? But these look natural. We have them over here in Northern California. I'm near Mount Shasta, so we have them here.
But with an entirely different origin story? These are the Anlong Pyramids, nestled in the karst landscape of Guizhou province. Unlike their man-made Egyptian counterparts, these pyramids are a product of nature's artistry, sculpted over millions of years. Around 200 million years ago, this region was submerged beneath a shallow sea. Minerals dissolved in the water, eventually recrystallizing as dolomite, the building blocks of these majestic formations. Over eons, periodic climate changes, geological shifts, and the relentless force of erosion shaped these mountains into the pyramid-like structures we see today. The distinct, layered appearance of the rocks is a result of this slow and steady process, with each layer representing a different period in geological time. Since gaining attention online in 2018, the Anlong Pyramids have become a magnet for tourists from around the world, eager to witness the awe.
But what if there's something in there? I just purchased some what was it, petrified wood, and it's like, why can't this be a petrified tree, or I mean pyramid, whatever. Just makes me think, maybe think too much. Let's move on.
Awe-inspiring power of nature.
By capturing and analyzing these signatures, scientists can create 3D images of the internal structures of massive objects like the pyramids, without the need for intrusive excavation or damaging exploration. In 2017, this technology revealed an enormous void beneath the Great Pyramid. This void was not only incredibly large, but its structure seemed to suggest that it was intentionally constructed by the ancient Egyptians. What makes this discovery so extraordinary is the sheer scale of the hidden structure, which appears to stretch under the pyramid complex. Could this void be an ancient underground city, a network of chambers, or perhaps something even more mysterious? To fully grasp the significance of this discovery, we need to understand the context in which it was made. For decades, archaeologists have been combing through the Giza Plateau, hoping to find evidence of additional chambers or structures. The pyramids themselves, though awe-inspiring, have often been shrouded in mystery. While the interior of the Great Pyramid has been extensively studied and its chambers have been thoroughly mapped, the area beneath the pyramid had largely remained unexplored. There had been rumors of hidden chambers beneath the pyramids for years, but until the development of muon tomography, these had remained speculative.
This pyramid scan stuff has kicked off. Literally, everybody's arguing. You got people coming out slamming it, you got skeptics, you got people who are like really excited, really curious. It's kicking off. An update. One of the scientists from the team has posted a new photo of another scan image of the raw scan data. I'm going to insert it here. So the 3D digital images of what they think it's an interpretation of what the scan could show. Like,
Interpretation for entertainment purposes only, this whole video.
personally, I'm not really reading too much into the 3D scan images. They look kind of ridiculous. So I'm kind of like giving them a wide berth of error. But the raw scan data images from this SAR scanning is interesting. I mean, this new picture, it is interesting. I also got to interview Trevor Grassi, who is the gentleman who first ever posted the abstract of the press release that he got emailed from the team. I interviewed him but 2 nights ago, and there is a full interview is now up on my YouTube at Funny Old World. If you want to go and get all of the he is the source that released it onto the internet, and he just wants to clarify some things because there's a lot of confusion about this paper, that paper, and he was just able to sort of inform everybody about what we can expect, when we can expect more updates, and everybody just needs to calm down. It's very exciting though. I love this.
Calm down. Check out this AI. It's kind of cool. AI has some cool parts for sure. If there was giants, that's how the pyramids were built, for sure. If there were giants. All speculation. All speculation here. See, he's trying not to hurt his back right there. Pretty sure of it. Pretty sure. I'm not sure. Full nose magic. Did you see that?
Scientists who made the vast city discovery beneath Egypt's Giza pyramid claimed it was built by a long-lost advanced civilization. The Italian scientists used guidance from ancient texts to not only find the structures, but also date them to a pre-existing civilization. They said chapter 149 of the Book of the Dead describes 14 dwellings of the divine, which the team interprets as describing remnants of an advanced civilization existing before dynastic Egypt. The team also used the Turn King List, or Royal Canon, which is an ancient Egyptian document that features the name of rulers, including gods and demigods, who supposedly ruled Egypt before the first recorded dynasties. Researchers believe that the god and demigods were actually living kings long before the first recorded pharaohs. These ancient texts provide a whole series of references that a pre-existing civilization lived in the region before a cataclysmic event. The event is hypothesized to be a massive asteroid that hit the Earth.
They look like a Halo map.
Causing global climate change and extinction worldwide. While ice cores in Greenland and other geological data in the Atlantic Ocean point to such an event, scientists have largely dismissed it due to never finding an asteroid crater. But this ancient civilization may have been wiped out by this event, and the rulers moved to the underground city to survive. Now, this could rewrite history because
why? Why?
Dude, let me ask you this concerning the new discoveries at the pyramids, right? Think about all the dumbest shit you fucking post. You run and grab your camera for the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And now you're the first person going down the shaft of a recently discovered, the biggest discovery of the century, dude. Possibly more, right? And you don't bring a fucking camera?
Did I miss something?
It doesn't make any sense. That's how I know they're lying. Because I fucking tape the dumbest shit ever, dude. You know what I mean? I'll see a butterfly and be like, make a fucking video about it. And you're gonna go down the shaft and not have, like, how do you not have 10 cameras with you?
Someone went
down. It
down.
doesn't make any fucking sense. That's how you know they're lying. Oh, the crystal blue waters with bodies that are so well preserved you can see the blue in their eyes. But you don't bring a fucking camera? I'm calling cap, dude.
What if I told you there's a structure on Earth that's over 4,500 years old, and we still don't fully understand how it was built? Welcome to the Pyramids of Giza, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. The Great Pyramid was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. No steel, no machines, just insane precision and massive limestone blocks weighing up to 80 tons. Some stones were cut so perfectly, modern tech still struggles to replicate it. And here's the wild part, those blocks were transported from miles away, across desert terrain, with no wheels. They're also almost perfectly aligned with true north, and the layout of the pyramids matches the stars in Orion's belt. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. Inside, there are chambers and shafts that scientists are still exploring today. Some were only discovered recently using cosmic rays.
Doesn't it kind of look like just a bunch of rubble that was there, and then they kind of carved into it? Maybe they took all those years carving into it, because they said it was already there, right? And then we were seeing the mountains earlier. Am I onto something? Stay tuned.
The pyramids aren't just tombs, they're giant mysteries carved in stone. Do you think we've figured it all out yet? Or are the secrets still buried?
Did you know that the passage leading into the so-called King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid is actually smaller than the so-called sarcophagus?
No, those look like blocks that they made.
It sits within it. As author Chris Dunn shares, this means that this granite box would have
See? Right there. No lines. See? They just carved into it. I'm just playing. I'm playing entertainment.
to have been installed at the time the pyramid was under construction and before the massive 70-ton ceiling beams over this chamber were put into place. Now, all over this box can be found precision cuts, drill-like holes, and microscopic tool markings. Is this so-called sarcophagus really a sarcophagus, or was it a box that housed something else? Unlike the confirmed tombs in the Valley of the Kings, which are...
I know there's a lot of tribes that make holes in granite, you know, for grinding acorns and for ritual purposes. The ritual ones have the shallow holes, and then the deeper ones are the ones for grinding. Don't quote me.
7 hours away by car. Why have no mummies or artwork depictions ever been found on the bare megalithic walls inside the Great Pyramids? Was this pyramid really created to be a tomb? Join us this May for an exclusive private visit inside the Great Pyramid on our Egypt tour. Get $200 off for a limited time. Visit StargateVoyager.com/tour.
Imagine the first person to find the tomb and get in there and take all that stuff. Crazy. Like, just to think about it, there was no way that people could really talk to each other How would they? I mean, so many questions.
For all the info.
What do you guys think? Check out more AI. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an AI version of what may be under the pyramid. What if long ago? What do you guys think? I mean,
a Chinese super radar detected plasma bubbles above the pyramids in 2024, around September time. What? China's low-altitude, long-range ionospheric radar, LARID, is an over-the-horizon radar system capable of detecting plasma bubbles in the ionosphere, a region of the Earth's atmosphere, by using high-powered electromagnetic waves that bounce off the ionosphere and Earth's surface. As you can see here, this is how it detects stuff, alright? So the radar system detected plasma bubbles over the pyramids themselves, okay? And it says here, right, these are natural, temporary ionospheric phenomena that can disrupt satellite communications and GPS signals. And regarding the stuff that's been flying around the internet as of recent, of the things found under the pyramids, now we're having plasma bubbles that were also found above the pyramids that can disrupt communications and GPS signals. What? It's amazing how this partially went under the radar and we heard basically nothing about it.
Looks kind of AI generated to me. I know.
Really, and with the sightings and things that are being discovered now, with potential pillars under the surface, or these spiral things leading into boxes which lead into something else, with other tunnels and stuff that go off into different directions, right? This is pretty intriguing, to say the least. And this is just a small portion of articles and things that are out there on the internet. If you literally type in plasma bubbles over the pyramids, you'll find so many different news articles of all different things and people talking about this strange, anomalous activity. And some of the descriptions about what plasma bubbles are, they are regions of the Earth's ionosphere, a layer in the upper atmosphere where the concentration of charged particles is significantly lower than normal, forming bubbles of reduced plasma density, okay? And again, you know, you can go into the theories and stuff, what people think the pyramids are, okay? And there's a lot of things that seem to be pointing in the direction of there's something more to this place than what's being let on, okay? I don't know, man. Like, you guys check this out and do a little bit of the mathing and let your brain tick over and throw some things out there, and I don't know. Also, the bubbles may have been triggered by solar storm in November. I don't know. And whenever we have a solar storm, what comes with solar storms? Plasmodial activity as well. UFOs. I don't know, bruv.
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. For entertainment purposes.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
This is a pyramid at Chichen Itza, and the Mayan technology was so crazy back then that they created an echo where you can clap and it comes out as the sound of a bird. Now that deserves a round of applause.
I was wondering if it was going to remove that. Search it up.
Still like that. This was like it cut out. Imagine being the laborers that built this, having to do this and push rocks and bodies and gold.
Is that like just carved in straight rock? That's what it looks like, right? I mean, it kind of looks like it could be man-made. I'm just saying. I think people's... But then again, what if it's not? Again, they said that they found it. Oh. Sound like that guy's resonance.
Have you ever wondered what it looks like inside the Great Pyramid of Giza? We went in today and I'll show you what it looks like. We went back to the pyramids for a second time because we didn't get to go inside the Great Pyramid the first time, and we thought it was an opportunity we couldn't really miss, even though it costs 400 Egyptian pounds on top of the entry fee, but it's worth it. We went on a Friday, which was a horrible idea because it's the most crowded day of the week, but at least it wasn't so crowded inside the pyramid. This is what the entryway looks like. We took some videos walking inside, but watch what happens with my phone. Look at that weird shape. What is that? Do you guys know what that is? It's kind of creepy walking into a pyramid. Anyways, here's the first walkway. We were pretty surprised because it wasn't a tiny little crawl space like the pyramids in Dashur. So I'm assuming you guys have seen my other TikToks about the other pyramids and the cave.
It looks like they just carved inside of a mountain, guys. Why? What?
KFC. Oh my gosh, look, it's an ancient Egyptian power plug. When we got to the end of the hallway, there was a little staircase going downwards to another chamber that was closed off, but the way we went was upwards into another...
How did they get those bars? I'm just playing.
Little crawl space. This one wasn't as cramped as the pyramids of Dashur, but we met this guy who literally figured it out. He was sliding down on his elbows. So smart. I tried doing it as well, and I just discovered that that is literally the best way to climb inside the pyramids. Look at that. Make sure you wear long sleeves so you can slide. It's a lot more comfortable. Next, we got to a bigger open chamber with stairs up above a closed chamber below. This one was nice and tall and not claustrophobic at all, and well lit also, but it was a little bit stuffy inside, not gonna lie. It was also a bit of a shock to the senses because it looked like it was horizontal, but it was actually at like a probably 40-degree angle. Super trippy. So at the end, we finally get to the King's Chamber. You guys might have watched some documentaries about this. I know we definitely have, and it was pretty incredible to be there in person. So the King's Chamber has a bunch of granite, which could only possibly have been sourced from miles and miles away in Aswan. It has a flat top, which they discovered recently has more chambers above it so it doesn't collapse from the weight of all the stones. We got a little bit creative with some photos here. What do you think? I think they look pretty cool. And we saw the old sarcophagus and an ancient Egyptian air conditioner. For any energy-believing people out there, I truly think the energy in this place was unlike anything I've ever experienced. It was just pulsating through my body, and we had a little bit of meditation inside just so we could feel the vibe of the pyramid. We really didn't want to leave, so we checked out this closed chamber below, which leads to maybe the Queen's Chamber or something. I took a video in there with my light on, and you could see all sorts of weird orbs and things moving around. Does anyone know what that is? Because when I turned my light off, I couldn't see any of it with my eyeballs. But do you see all that movement?
I thought they were orbs once. I recorded dust particles. Shush.
Crazy. I reluctantly slid my way back down very comfortably this time, and I decided to try that filming trick on another closed-off chamber. What do you think? I'm actually very curious to hear people's opinions on this because I'm sure they'll be very varied, so go ahead and comment below. Here you can see we were a little bit sweaty when we got outside. It is quite humid in there, but they do have ancient Egyptian air conditioners. Anyway, I just wanted to reiterate, if anyone's coming to Egypt, don't come on a Friday. This is what it looks like. But that in the background is the new Grand Egyptian Museum, which did open this week. One last shot of this beautiful pyramid and some kids who wanted to take photos of us because they love taking photos with foreigners. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this adventure.
I would like to go see it myself.
This is what it's like to go into the pyramids of Giza, and let me tell you, climbing up this monument is not for the weak. At first I thought, oh yeah, easy stuff, because we were met by this beautiful cave, but the way I got humbled so fast. But then not long after, we had to enter this passageway where, if any of you man have claustrophobia, this will be a nightmare, because the ceilings were so low, where I guarantee you, I will literally bet at least £1 million that you will hit your head against the rock. And as you go up, it gets even hotter. It was full of 40 degrees up there. So the way I was sweating like a tsunami, me, nah. But alas, we made it to another section, which this bit isn't as bad, as you can stand up vertically instead of horizontally. The heat was getting a lot worse though, and so many people were passing us. And I thought, no, I'm not having this. If these 40-year-old man can do it, so can I. So what did I do? I didn't give up, and we marched up and up until we got to the top. And while the top was just an empty room, it was the coolest empty room to ever exist, just because of the amount of history
Minecraft? That's what it reminds me of.
laying in it. It was incredible. I loved it, and it was worth the pain and effort to get the Angelina certified.
Rami led us nearly 100 feet below the Earth's surface, deep into Khafre's pyramid. This is a place where hardly anyone in the modern world has ever been. So to be honest, we had no idea what to expect going down here.
Yeah, he just...
The ancient Egyptians had cardboard.
We believed that this was the burial chamber for King Khafre for the longest time.
And now they're using it to store stuff.
Well, they're restoring the pyramid, Jimmy. They gotta use tools.
So that means there's a real burial chamber. Yes, Rami actually took us to the real resting place, thought to have once held the body of King Khafre.
The Great Pyramid itself at Giza, in my opinion, is...
I didn't want to get copyright and stuff, so I was talking during that. My apologies. But now we got to see it, right?
A multifunctional stone computer and a power generator. The way it's set up and laid out, if you look at the structure from beneath, and I've gone down the subterranean shaft, which goes down about 65 meters in one angle, another 30 meters straight down in another angle. It's beneath the bedrock. Now, even beneath that, you see these giant tubes that are dried out. They're aquifer tubes where the channel was there for the water to run from the Nile. When you take moving water under magnetized crystal granite, you create something called physiostatic electricity. Christopher Dunn, who is an engineer, he wrote several books about the Giza power plant. So now those ions flow up into the Grand Gallery. That I believe there used to be resonating rods going up the Grand Gallery. The slots are there, but the rods are missing now. And that probably would step up the power until it gets into the King's chamber. And then from there, some type of fusion, I believe, would happen. Now, why do I say fusion? Well, there's a box inside the King's chamber that's a rose granite box. And you can tell it was added at a later date. Now, this rose granite box, a huge chunk of the corner is missing. So to me, something was energetic within that box. And so I started thinking about it. So I took precise measurements of the box. I checked out measurements that were online and available to me. And it's the same exact dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant.
What do you guys think about that? It's not in Ethiopia?
Hey guys, so today I'm unveiling a replica of the things I discovered in Giza. As you can see, it's got a Giza pyramid on top. It's got a replica of those 8
and a bucket on the bottom
into the ground, and then we'll put that representing what it's connected to. It's all made of organite. That's organite as well. That's all pure copper. Now I made this after a meditation I had, and I was asking my higher self, what is the purpose of that structure in Giza? Now I know there's been lots of videos online saying it's just a power source, but my higher self told me this. Now I'm not saying this is perfectly true, but this is what my higher self told me. So what it is, it's actually tapping into the energy of the ether using the actual angle of the pyramid. So that then that's focusing the ether power. That's then going underground via these tubes. But what it's connected to is the ley lines. Now, the way this works, according to my higher self, is it pulls in the ether energy. So this ether energy can be used for energy, for like a wireless energy source, but the main purpose of it is it's connected to the ley lines, and then it broadcasts that energy all around the planet on the ley lines, and then all the other pyramids what's around the world, and there's so many of them, do the same thing. And then all the monolithic structures you see, like Stonehenge and things, places where the stones are buried deep in the ground, they're actually sort of relays. They're actually getting the energy from these devices, from the ley lines, and then broadcasting it into the actual environment. Now these energies, what it were broadcasting, they're for healing. That's the places where people used to gather around to get knowledge, because you can download from the ley lines, from the ether, you can get all the Akashic records, for another word for it. So basically you can download and get knowledge from it. get healing from it, being sat round it. And then also in some of the actual places you could get energy from it. Now I don't know how exactly how it all works, but that's basically what my higher self told me. Said, why don't you make a replica, make a video, talk about it and see what people think. I mean, I've been to some of these areas where there's a monolith not too far away from where I live. It's about an hour's drive, and it's one of the biggest ones in the UK. And when I went there, I made a video actually, it's on this account, and I did a meditation near it. And that said something very similar about being connected to the ley lines and how the nefarious energies, let's say, on this planet have suppressed it. And also as well, yes, this came to me today in another meditation about this device, is when the frequency of the planet raises, in other words, when we, as in humans and everyone on the planet, raises the vibration and actually brings the planet up higher up into another realm of knowledge, let's say. So when we're all tapping, we're all ready, when we reach a level when we're all ready for this sort of technology, this then will activate again. So does that mean that the actual one they found, that's the reason they found it, so it's going to start activating, it's going to start working again? I don't know. It's worth thinking about. So anyway guys, just wanted to just make this video, explain what I actually experienced, and just show you this what I've made, just as a replica of it, just for why not.
Everyone, it's obvious giants use this in their garden. Right? You can see it right there. Giants used it in their garden. It used to be a garden right there. That's all. Some more AI for entertainment purposes only. You see that? Ladies and gentlemen, the next Call of Duty, Under the Pyramid.
No.
No? Yeah. Maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Call of Duty has some weird characters now. It's for sure.
Well, it seems like today someone has finally made their way down the shafts that were found under the pyramids in Egypt. Clutch your pearls, girls, because now you're telling me that as of today, Dr. and archaeologist Rami, I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I don't want to be disrespectful to the Egyptian culture, is the first human being to make his way to the bottom of the shafts underneath the pyramid and has reported back what he found in the chamber at the bottom. And it is mind-blowing. Now, like always,
that's what that guy was talking about.
You won't. I have purposely not talked about this topic yet because I like to have my facts backed. But as of today, allegedly, archaeologist Rami, I'm not going to try the name again, has made his way to the bottom, and what he found there was perfect blue, like water chambers, I guess is what I'm referring to them as, with the most beautiful blue color water that he's ever seen in his life, with preserved humanoid body-like creatures in the water with, as he describes, the most crystal clear blue color in their eyes that he has ever seen. Now, once again, anything we talk about is for conversation, learning, entertainment purposes only, but have you heard this? Because I've now read 10 different reports and seen multiple videos all over social media, all over the different forums, and they're all claiming the exact same thing. So tell me, have you heard this? Because this is going to shake up history and the truth of our world like nothing else. So let's have this conversation today, because I want to know if more people know about this. So drop it in the comments.
What do you guys think?
The first scientist finally made his way down the cylinder shaft all the way to the two chambers at the bottom, and what he discovered and is reporting back is not only going to blow your mind, it's going to change science as we know it forever. They were going to send an AI robot down the cylinder shaft, but a doctor, one of the archaeologists, Dr. Remy Demi, said, nope, send me, because there might be some complexities or sequencers that we have to...
Send me in, coach. Yes, that guy was right. Why didn't he have a camera? I'm disappointed.
To navigate, and we need a human to be able to do it. And so they packed him plenty of food, they gave him a camelback and some prime energy drinks, and they sent him down. It took him about a week to get down, and he's saying that the stairs, the precision of the stairs, he doesn't know how ancient Egyptians had that technology, and he did say it spiraled down. But when he got down to the bottom chamber, he said one of them was full of a pool of a deep blue color, and there was a bunch of perfectly preserved bodies floating in it. He said you can even see the color of their irises, and there was a strong desire that he had to get in the water himself. He said it was super alluring, but he refused and fought it. But what happened next is crazy.
CNN, Nick Valencia just recently talked to Luis Alessandro on the basis of non-terrestrial aircraft. And also he mentions about what the Trump administration thinks about it.
You have made claims that non-human intelligence aircraft exists and that there have been federal employees that have been
Correct.
injured on
Yeah,
these crashes.
that's correct.
Have non-human bodies associated with UAP crash craft retrievals been recovered?
There have been recovered biological samples from crashes.
That sounds crazy.
This administration is very proactive on trying to get to the bottom of this.
Do you think we're going to have disclosure this year?
What do you guys think? You think we're going to have disclosure? If you made it this far, thank you so much.